Hello and welcome to Weekend Projects. I'm Bree Pettis, and every week I bring you a project that you can make over the weekend. This weekend I've got a special project for you for Thanksgiving. I've got Allison here, and she's an artist who is exploring rapid prototyping. Tell us a little bit about what we've got here.
Well, what this is a polygonal turkey that was made in a 3D modeling program and then exported out into another program that lets you fold it into real space and create a physical version of that 3D model.
Alright, so today we're going to teach you how to make a 3D turkey from a 3D computer program, and you'll be able to fold this all up while you're waiting for your real flesh turkey to cook. Let's get started. We started with this turkey that our friends over to Libre, who make a 3D engine modeling software that outputs to PDF, made for us, and we're going to totally simplify this in a program called Blender.
Okay, so now we're in a program that's called Blender. It's an open source program that's available for free download on Linux, Mac, or PC. And it's also the software that I use when I teach a class at UW called Interactive 3D. Right now we're going to basically take a look at this turkey. Right now it has a lot of polygons, a lot more than we need. And so what we're going to look at is decimation, which will tell us our number of polygons that we have, which is right now 45,000. And so what we'll do is we'll drop down the resolution of this turkey.
So it's making it simpler.
Exactly.
And we want it simpler so that we don't have to fold as much. Oh, there it goes.
So the trick here is we have to decimate it several times. So we want to stop it when it gets to about 0.1. So we started with 45,000 some polygons, and now we're getting down to something a bit more reasonable to fold. Okay, so this is just the turkey body. We're actually importing everything separately, so we have our drumsticks and our wings separate from the body. And we're going to go ahead and check a few things before we bring it into pepakura. For one, we have to look at the proportions of the scaling. They need to all be the same, and that's just the nature of DXF, that it looks at the proportions in that way. The other thing we have to check is the normals. So the normals have to all be facing the same way.
And those are those little hairs that stick out of the triangles, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you can say draw them here in the mesh edit options. And then if one of them is faced inward, then you can say flip normals. But this model seems okay. So we're ready to export it as a DXF. To do that, you have to be in object mode, though.
Alright, here's Pepakura. This is where you go. You go to thomasoff.co.jp, pepakura-en, and this is a shareware unfolder thingy. And the way this works is you put your 3D thing in here and it unfolds it with tabs, kind of like origami. It basically takes 3D stuff and makes it into papercraft. So this is free unless you want to actually save things, and then you end up having to pay $38. Okay, and here we are in Pepakura, and I've got the body of the turkey here, and it looks really cool. Kind of looks like an ant head with eyes or something. And I'm going to go ahead and I went up to 3D model window, and I chose edit mode, pick open edge, because I want to actually split this in half. And I'm doing this by picking open edges, and this basically says, okay, I want these edges to be open. And that's because I want to actually have this be in two parts so that it's easy to put together. So now I've got all my edges are coming together here. And, oop, that one won't split in half, so I'll have to go around that. And now I can hit the little unfold button here. And it unfolds it. Now, the thing that you want to do once you unfold it, here it all is you want to go ahead and you want to scale it. So for this, this is the 2D pattern. You go to Scale Development, and then you go ahead. We chose scale 1.5 times the model, which we decided was the perfect turkey size. So this ends up going like this, and you can move these around, and you can actually, if you hit Control R, you can hit these little points and then rotate it around, so you can arrange the pattern on the paper so that you can actually get it, so you can organize it so it uses the space as best as possible. Then you go over and you just print it on out, and it prints this all out. Each of one of these will be one piece of paper, and let's go ahead and print it on out, and we'll go from there. Okay, we've got it printed out here. We printed it out on snazzy label paper, so we don't even have to glue it down. We just take off the labels, put it on this stuff. What's this stuff?
Chipboard.
Put it on the chipboard, and then we're going to be all set. What other kinds of things could people like put this on?
Well, if you go to an art supply store, you can check what kind of papers they've got, but cardstock or Bristol board could work. You could even use plastic.
Cool, it would be like a see-through turkey.
See-through, exactly.
And then you could like scale this so it would be like, we're going to make one about this big, but you could scale this to be like as big as your house, and then like use one of these like triangles as a door, and you could be the person who lives in a turkey house.
Sweet.
I want to see that on the Make Flickr pool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut this stuff out. Okay, here we are. It's all modeled up. It took about 3 or 4 hours of actually cutting, folding, and scoring, and then we painted it with, what did we paint it with?
It was a tempera paint, but you can paint it with whatever you like.
And then there's a clear gloss of acrylic to give it that really nice and oily look. It's just so luscious that you just want to lick it. Allison, thanks so much for teaching us, bringing this lesson to us and teaching us how to make 3D models and then bring them into the real world by rapid prototyping them. I look forward to seeing more of your work as you finish up your PhD in digital arts over at the University of Washington. And I think it's time to just say, hey, go out there, make a paper turkey, and have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.